Good to have you. Great to have you. So happy to have you all for air. Now you have seen so many success journey, 2000 plus that I just shared. And what a week we had. We had Eid, we have my birthday, we have so many gives away. And today we have one of my favorite student who cleared PMP. Now her success journey is very interesting. Okay. So she took at least 5 months to join the program and like 20 calls and so many motivation. I told her you will clear PMP in 1 month. And I am so happy that Dani today is a certified project management professional from UAE. And let me make it very clear to everyone. She joined batch 2 and her point was, Amir, I'm at zero. I don't know anything about it. I said, don't worry about it. We started working on it. In 1 month, she worked very hard. She worked hard. I want to point it out. And she was ready before Eid. I remembered I asked her last Thursday to give the exam, but we had some challenge and working into a different way. But finally, she is here as a certified PMP, and I want her to share journey. Dani, congratulations, sister.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amir.
Okay, Dani, walk me through your journey. I shared it from my point of view. Why don't you share it?
Yes, yes, of course. So, yes, I took a lot of time to join the program. I was very clear from the beginning that I know this is going to take a lot of effort, dedicated time, and everything. And I am a person, or maybe at our age and profession at this time, we will not be able to do that sustained effort for more than say 45 days or 2 months. So I was very sure I am going to utilize the less working hours that we have here during Ramadan, and I'm going to utilize that to my benefit and prepare at that time. So when I learned that you have a batch which is going to overlap during this time, I was very sure I'm going to join this batch, and I was very clear I will clear it before my Eid holidays are over. And I'm very happy I did that. So today is the last day of my leave, and I cleared it. So that is how I am happy.
Yeah, okay. I'm so happy for that. And guys, we will do question answers after Dani journey. Guys, put your questions, what questions you may have. This is a student who cleared PMP straightforward in 1 month with a straight goal and got it in that thing. And I would say she's an extraordinary student, but she does not consider that as herself. And in the last coaching call we did, she did a question like, I normally get confused with a student, and I had truly believed in her. I had given her go ahead even to give the exam. Then what happened in last Tuesday coaching call?
Yes, preparation level that was I was getting okay. I'm okay, but I have this problem. I get too demotivated very fast. In the SWOT analysis which Amir sir asks on the very first day, this was one of the points I had written to him, that if I get demotivated, I take 10 steps back, and it is very difficult for me mentally to go ahead. So that happened, and I just totally went blank in one of his classes. He asked me a question, I was totally blank, and I couldn't believe I went totally blank like that. So that was a setback. And if you believe me, I mean, you won't believe me when I say this, but the last 1 week was more of training myself mentally to be calm and cool during answering a question than actually preparing the topic. I knew the topic, but I was taking more time in calming myself down when I'm answering a question. That was more critical to me in the last 1 week.
In the last 1 week. Now, this is a very interesting thing. Normally, people think that you go like that. No, people go up and down, and things keep on changing. Okay, Dani, let's talk about to the fast forward today. You gave the exam. Walk me through your entire last 24 hours. How did you manage the last 24 hours with our conversation? Then exam. How did you manage time and things of those nature?
Yes. So in the last the final overall mock that you had asked us to do. So that I did. I reviewed all the overall mocks, RCAs, where I'm going wrong. I did the last two very useful documents that you give for revising. I went through your PMP booklet. That was very easy to go through the nutshell, in a nutshell, everything in a nutshell, all those things. And I read and reread the agile mindset and the servant leader uh, topic a few times through the booklet that you had given. That gave me a good um, setup for today. And I had stopped studying in the last 12 hours before the exam. I had a really good sleep. I thought that was like really useful for me. I woke up calm, cool, composed, and the examination hall experience was also very good. The hall was examination center was good. So up to the exam hall, everything went very well.
Okay.
Then
What did they
yes,
check? Like now, passport was one thing that we were. So you showed them Emirates ID or passport.
I showed my passport because here in UAE, at least for me, the name in my Emirates ID and the passport is not the same. So if anybody is having the same situation, same problem in name, please carry your passport because they checked only the passport. They need only one document which has the same name as the PMI application. That's all they check.
Hmm.
The second thing I will say is that many a times, at least what I was doing is I used to do the mocks with my headsets. They don't give headset in the PMP exam
You were doing walks with the headset. Why?
because I am very sensitive to any surrounding noise.
Okay.
If if there is any noise, I get distracted very well. So I used to do that with the mocks. I used to do the mocks with the headset.
This is the first time I am hearing this thing that someone does it in this way. This is a very interesting thing. But do they provide those earplugs or ear muffs something? Because I
They
remember they do that. Or no?
They do. I asked them for a headset. They did not have it, but they gave that small plug which you can use. And luckily, in the slot that I had chosen today morning, there were only two of us in that room of 10. So it was really quiet that way. So not much of an issue. That
So that was the problem. Like that never became a problem. What you
yes,
thought or sound.
yes.
Otherwise, okay, this is an interesting thing. Like if anyone else use a headphone or something to work into this way, just like her, maybe bring your own headset there, right? Maybe they can allow that. Maybe I'm not sure.
No, they don't allow that because they check your pockets, they check your sleeves. They do a really detailed checking. They will not allow even a pen with you.
Hmm.
So they will not allow you if you take your own headsets either.
Okay, okay, okay. That's something that is important and that we should know. Okay, then how did you manage time?
Yes.
How did you
Okay.
manage time? Now the exam part.
Yes, about the exam part. So the first section I will say was relatively easier compared to the second section. So if I'm the first section, I
The first
was
section, let me understand what you are saying. The first section was comparatively easier than the second section. That's what you
yes,
said.
yes,
Ah,
absolutely.
okay,
So
okay.
if I have
Interesting.
to if I have to rank in terms of difficulty, first section was easiest, second
Okay.
section was toughest, and third section was in between the two.
Hmm, hmm. So the
Okay.
first section was actually the easiest in the entire exam. If
Yes.
what I That's what I am hearing. The
Yes.
first section actually the easiest one in all three. That's
Yes.
really interesting. Okay, then please
So
move on.
first was interesting. I could finish it in 75 minutes,
Okay.
and I somehow had a feeling that the first section is a little too easy, so maybe things are going to get tough in later on. So when
Hmm,
I saw that I can finish, I finished it around 76, 77 minutes. So I
hmm,
stopped and took my break then, and then took 80 minutes for second section,
hmm.
and then again the remaining time in the third section.
Remaining time in the third section. Okay. Which
Yes.
area of the questions were most highlighted?
Okay, so compared to all the previous stories from other applicants that I had heard, so my experience was there was not really a very specific area which was being asked today.
Hmm.
Most of the questions were hybrid plus some topic, hybrid plus communication, hybrid plus risk, hybrid plus stakeholder. A lot of it was hybrid plus stakeholder. Only agile, very few questions.
Hmm.
Within agile and hybrid also, I saw some two new things. One is the term called project product leader. So the term product
Yesterday you,
leader,
yesterday you watched my video which I made that the exam has changed. Now exam is not saying
yes,
project manager, all those mumbo jumbo they are using. So what was
yes.
the term exactly?
The term used was product leader, but with it project manager was also in the same question. And from
Okay.
the scenario, it looked like the product leader is actually same as sponsor. So
Ah,
I that logic and answered the question. It was not a
okay.
difficult question, but that term was new.
Like so I made a video for you on a right
Yes,
time.
yes, absolutely. I saw that yesterday.
Okay,
And
okay.
there were some questions today where product manager and scrum leader
Hmm,
or scrum master are there in the same question.
hmm,
There is a project manager also and there is a scrum master also. Both of the terms are used in the same question.
hmm.
So
Okay.
this was also something.
Which mocks now were more relevant to you? Last 60 mocks, the 180 mocks, or which mocks were more relevant to you?
So overall marks were very relevant. In fact, I got 7 8 questions absolutely the same.
Yeah, those are PMI
So
ATP questions. Yeah, those
typical,
are, yeah.
typical questions, absolutely same. In fact, some had very little wording change, some had no change. Very same questions, absolutely same questions.
Hmm.
There was only
The
the
last
last
six, you are saying the last six mocks, right?
the last marks. Yes,
The
some
last
questions
six.
some questions were also from the 180 marks.
180. Okay, those have been made by certified PMPs. Okay, okay, let's work into further into that thing. If you have to say what is the number one important thing for the people who are preparing for PMP, what would you say?
So if I say for the people who are preparing, I will say that I think it is better if you have a target date and work towards it.
Hmm,
PMP preparation cannot be an open ended preparation. Your energy, your productivity will fizz out. I think it is better if you set a target date and then finish it within that. Second thing is RCA. I know everybody says RCA is very important, but today I realized that I have learned more in RCA than actually while doing the class. That
the
is
every single person has given the same comment, but interestingly, every single person watching the video still will not listen. This is the mantra of my life that I have been. Haven't I said the same thing from day one, right?
yes.
But you guys, like, tell me what should I do, Dani, that you guys start listening to me.
I don't know what better way to put it. Your experience, absolutely. I mean, everybody should just blindly follow what you are saying. Doing RCA is very important, and RCA does not only. I was doing a very bad quality RCA initially when I was doing your class, the homework that you were giving in the first 6 classes. I was doing a very bad RCA. I discussed it with my facilitator. He told me how the RCA should actually look like, and then I improved my RCA. And since then, I understood things much better,
Hmm, hmm.
and I
Okay.
remember things much better. So quality of RCA is also
Walk,
important.
walk me through that because this question is always there. How to do RCA? I don't care about that, but if you consider there's a better way to do RCA, let me know. So, what is in what you started doing it that helped you in improving your score? What is the better way of doing RCA?
Okay. So for RCA, in 95% of the cases, we can eliminate it to two options very easily. Now, initially, it is important to write down why I am eliminating, so that that point sticks to my mind why I have eliminated, and later on I can stick to that as well. Now, when I am finalizing between the last two options which are left, what are the keywords I have ruled out and why I have chosen the final option, keywords or something, that is also very important. Or if the same concept, if I am linking it across many questions, that also helps me remember, okay, so this, then this, and this. So I remember it in a series. So that step by step in RCA is good.
Okay. Okay. What else is important apart from RCA?
Apart from RCA, I think it is important to remember the, the very basic definitions, like some things which you said, like high level means project charter, preliminary means business case, like that. These small words will help you to rule out a lot of options easily. Today also it happened in one of the questions. So that's how, when you are saying these keywords, these help us to eliminate a lot of things.
Hmm. This helps you. Okay. So did you read my book, Pathway to PMP, or any other book?
I read the booklet that you have, not
No,
pathway.
book.
No,
This one, this is a book. This is a book. This is not a
I
book. This is
am
this, this is a booklet.
yes, this is a booklet. I am not much of a reader. I told you the very first day that you give me the minimum thing I have to read, and I will read it fully, and I did that. I am sorry, I have not read your book. I
No,
have
no,
read the book.
that's what the point is. You don't have to read any book to pass the PMP exam. I'm an
Yes.
author, and I'm telling you, and this is what is the interesting thing. Like people copied me, copy pasted me by saying you don't have to read book, but I'm an author, and I'm telling you, you don't have to read even my book to clear PMP exam. How important this summary or this booklet is?
This is very pertinent to the exam, very pertinent. If you are free, if you like, we all have PDFs in our phone right now. If you are free, if you are traveling somewhere, you don't have anything else to do, you can just read it and revise. This is the best revision material you can get.
Hmm. Okay.
So
How many formula question there?
only one,
Hmm.
only one formula based question in the
Hmm.
entire paper, and that was related to the PERT question which you
Okay.
have.
Okay. I guess everyone understand what question you are talking about, and
Yes.
probably most of them remember answer. Guys, why don't you put answer in the chat box? Okay, and what about graph questions? How many graphical questions were
No
there?
graph question. No graph question. No math. No other maths related question. There was only one maths related question.
And
That's all.
drag and drop questions? How many drag and drop?
Questions there were four,
Hmm.
and two of them were very tough. Two of
Hmm.
them were okay. Drag and drop was not easy. Absolutely easy. It wasn't that. Two of them were absolutely for agile. The four ceremonies they were given,
Hmm.
that one. Another one was also related to agile but difficult. Another two was communications and team related, mixed up.
Hmm. Communication and team related. Okay. How important it is for them, for everyone to join coaching call? How important it is, and first, how important it is.
It is an understatement to say that it is important. It's like very important. This is the best kind of practice you will get. And when sir is giving the explanation, why this, why that, and five people are giving in the chat box, you yourself will feel motivated to study. If you don't know, and if you know, if you give it, if you correct answer correctly, that will also be like super beneficial in your preparation. So it's very important to join the coaching call if you already aren't.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay. Coaching calls are most important. Why do you think coaching calls are important?
Coaching calls are important because you get to see a variety of questions. You discuss some questions which are prepared by the PMPs. You are discussing the questions which are coming absolutely in the near past. The type of question, if there is any change in the question pattern, that also you get to see. What are the topics that people are getting in the PMP? That also we get to see. So that way, it is very important. And the most important thing I will say is, you explain the process, how you are eliminating the options and
Hmm.
choosing the final answer. That is very important. I
That is
think
bad.
at one after sorry for continuing, at one point of time it became a second nature to me that okay, this is the word in the question, so I can eliminate it two options easily and discuss between the other two.
Okay. Let me tell you, Jani, as we are talking, one of batch three student, he just messaged me. I just heard her how important RCA is. Now I'm gonna do RC, and my message to him is why you are not doing RC for last 3 weeks. But this is something when I say, and why people ask me, Amir, like many students, Mohsin cleared before you yesterday, and I asked him I wanted to record a journey. He is a batch three student. He cleared yesterday. Batch three, you are batch two. Just to give
Yes.
you a context. So he's a batch three student, and I said, why you need to record? You already had 2,000 journeys because of this. I
Hmm.
never know what one word when you say how to say it will keep you. I have so many caps, loyal, and then this even different color than my. So like I never know which one word will hit you, which one thing will hit you. So this is why I record this success journey. I could have recorded your journey in the morning. I know that they will be joining the coaching call. When you share them, they can ask their question answers. Okay, guys, your questions are open. Let's take your question, Babar. Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum. Nataranj, your batchmate is saying congratulations. Congratulations. Aisa Amir, your batchmate saying congratulations. Hamad, congratulations. Okay, how much time it is required to fully prepare for PMP exam? So let's make it for Dani, you give it to you. When you actually joined, how much time you daily gave, and what would you say?
Okay, so I joined your batch on 14th of Feb. So I will say it is like 6 weeks till now. Uh, it will take dedicated effort of minimum 4 hours per day, and it you have to do something every day. If you give a gap in between, your speed and your momentum just goes away a bit. So even if you are not taking a mock, it is good to do at least some question answers, some revision, something or the other, or even listen to your videos, your pathway PMP mastery series video. I used to hear it on the way to office and back from office. If I'm not doing anything else, I'm used to hear your YouTube videos.
Hmm,
That is what I used to use for revision.
hmm.
So that is how I used to took my
So
time.
commitment is there. There is no question into that. If you are not 100% committed, I like to say, if you are half pregnant, you cannot do that thing. You have to be 100% committed to something, then you can get that thing. There is no other way to do that. Okay, Azam has asked a very specific question. What were your scores of 180 and how many 180 mocks you did? Before you answer that, Azam, every student does different 180, right? Not all of them do the same. Also, now if you can answer, please.
Yes, I took four 180 questions, four 180 marks I took, not all of them. I did four. Uh, the first one was like absolutely, I mean, a shock, but my average was in 70s, something like that. Average was 70.
The
Yeah.
first is always shock because you don't know how to manage the time. Like the purpose of 180 is always time management. How we can
Yes.
manage time and how we can look into that. The better
Yes.
time management you can do, the better these things will be. So, like
Yes.
for example, she did mock one, then mock two, then mock four, then mock five, then agile. You are forgetting agile. You did agile, so five one
Agile,
eight. Yes.
Agile, then essay mock 4, which you said.
Agile 180 essay project management mock 4. So she did all of those mocks and she was consistently getting good score. What was your score in Agile mock? Was it less or no?
Agile mock was less. Agile mock was, I mean, I don't know, more or less. It was around 73, 74, something like that, I think. Yeah, from what I remember, it was 73, 74, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Congrats, Bilal, your batchmate again saying no, he's batch three. Okay, Rashid. Other people said, yeah, Rashid, it's all about like this is what the dynamics of PMP exam is. I yesterday said to her And also, to one more student, 90% of the time the first section is hard. But that maybe PMI is listening to my feedback, they are changing it. It is possible. It is possible. Like I have received many time email from PMI. Why do you put success journey? I said, yeah. What's the problem in there? Tell me where I am violating any policy. I am not sharing anything that is not allowed. So they are continuously looking into that. They are continuously looking into that. I remember in one of the success journey, I actually shared one question. They circled it and sent it back to me. Can you remove it? I removed it, right? So this is there is always a thing that I need to look into that, and PMI is looking, so maybe they change it. Okay, product leader is product owner. Congratulations, Manikan. Guys, please do like the video so that it can start coming into the algorithm. When you like it, it comes into the algorithm. Okay, so Rashid is saying, does agile stakeholder communication team still make up most of the exam questions or no?
Agile specifically was not too much, only agile. But hybrid with all the other topics were most of it today.
Okay.
Okay.
So most of the topics were according to that. Okay. Manikant is saying congratulations. Naman saying congratulations. Congrats from Meher. Finally, you joined the league. Meher, your first batch. Yes, student of
So
batch two.
I want to share something. You mentioned how important it is to join the coaching call. So let me share how I benefited also. Okay. So in these coaching calls, you shared the success journeys uh, of batchmates, right? So I remember Meher, who was in the same batch as me. He cleared it last week, and I had joined the coaching call. He said the exact same thing, that his first section was easy and the second section was difficult. Okay. Today, after doing the first section, I was having the same feeling. What if my second question section is difficult? And that's why I stopped at 75, 76 minutes, so that I have 80 minutes for the second one. If I had not listened to him or his success journey, maybe I would have taken 80 minutes, wasted 4 more minutes doing revision, and then taken a lot of difficulty and a hit section 2.
Thank thank you for that. But I did mention in the video, don't do not go and revise the questions. Do not review the questions. I did
Hmm.
mention that. Okay.
Yes.
Shirley, your batchmate is saying congratulations. Okay, Babar has a very specific question. What is the best technique for efficient time management in the exam? So I did mention in the final video, and you know that you don't get that video before exam. You get it one day before. Like Kavi Priya has an exam tomorrow. Your batchmate, I haven't given her the video yet. She's reviewing the. I follow very steps sequence. 6 mocks, review them, then the final video. Right?
Yes.
That's my call. So what is the best? So if you can put something to them, what is the best way to manage time in the exam?
Okay. So what I did today also, when we get the writing pad, what I did was I wrote when I at what minute at least I should reach the midpoint of the section. Like if I'm 0 at 2:30, then the 30th question or the midpoint of the second, the 150th question or the 90th question, what minute approximately I should be there. If I'm deviating from that, I know I have to make up for the time. So I set a target and then divide the time in between. That is what I was doing. And if there was something where I did not have time, it was too difficult, I I did what you also taught. Read the last line, options, question, and answer.
With the last line question, move forward and keep doing that. This is an important thing I want to put into that. You should not stop. You should not stop into that and keep moving forward. That's a critical part into that. By the way, Baba, the best technique that I recommend is 75, 75, 75, and then 5 minutes, whichever the section is more hard. So if you can further divide it into 20, 20 question, right? So instead of 60, 60, 60, you can divide it into 20. Okay, 20 questions should take almost 25 minutes, 25 minutes, 25. So in this way, you can also navigate it. Congratulations. Yes, guys, likes the video. So this question keep on coming. How much time daily you put in the context? 4 hours?
Minimum was 2 hours for sure. And on days when it was possible, I was putting in 3 hours, 4 hours. Weekend more than that. Weekend sometimes I was doing around 8 to 10 hours also. I had
So
stopped everything in my life but this.
it has to be. It
It
has
has
to
to.
be. That's why you waited 5 months. Like 2 months back, we had a call. You said that Amir, I will be doing this at this time because I know I want to get this thing done. When I
Yes.
started, and I have to say, Dani, you're among very few people. Many people are talking, 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 and actually don't doing it. You actually did what you said. I'm proud of you for that. So you're saying congratulations, congratulations. Okay, Vignesh Ajay is now. No one ever asked this question. Vignesh, thank you for asking it. How important it is mind maps? I made you to do mind maps. Why it is
Yes.
important? How much is important?
Mind map was one of my favorite things to do from your class because I somehow am one of those people who remembered pictures and pictographic description well. So if I make a mind map, it will stay in my mind which topic is related to which thing and how it is divided into the five subtopics and so on. So that ways it was like really, really helpful for me. Mind map is definitely something which is very, very important to remember and link up all the small, small topics.
Link all small topic and worked into that way. This is something I'm always proud of, that everything's worked out at the end. Okay,
Yes.
Mohsin is saying congratulations. Bilal Masood had a very interesting question. How much time you took in the first 180 mock? Now let's go to that mock, because that mocks you were like almost crying. So do we, how did you do that one?
First 180 mock, uh, I was like I don't know anything, and I completed before time because I did not know many of the things, and I got in 60s, and I sent a message to you. This is a disaster. I don't know where I am lying in my preparation right now, but then Awais ji and Sir, both of them told, okay, just move on, prepare, move on, prepare, move on. And I remember the day I joined the coaching call after mock 4, you told me just read the RCA of 4 and go to mock 5. And I completed mock 5 and it was better than mock 4. And that was the turning point that, okay, it's not like I have to prepare before every mock. My momentum has to be there. So that mock 5 was really, really turning point that way.
Hmm. Okay, that is something that we always like. In the first 180, you will get a bad score. I always say that. The reason is that this is the first time you are sitting for 4 hours straightforward, and nobody had a stamina. Nobody have stamina to sit for 4 hours, and then you build the stamina onto it. So that is something that is always there into that. Thank you for the question. Simebeg is asking how much RC helped. She did answer, but if you can rephrase that again one more time, Dani.
RCA is the single most important thing which will help you sail through the PMP journey. The single most important thing. If you stop doing everything else also, RCA is the only thing which will help you in your preparation. Personally, I learned more in the RCA than actually in the first classes.
I'm gonna clip it and send it in the group again, so that they can listen to this again. Okay, so okay, now this is an interesting question. Vignesh is asking a very interesting question. Now, now the RCA that we do for topic is different. The RCA we do for what to say, for 60 question and then 180 question. I change your pattern for that, right, Dani?
Hmm.
So how
Yes.
you did RCA for 180 mocks and 60 mocks?
I did not change my personal practice. I was very comfortable in that Excel sheet practice. So I did that because I used to use the filter to find out some topic and filter on that. Another thing I did it for myself for every 180 marks, whichever question which was going wrong, I used to make a column and put the topic of that question so that at the end of the day, at the end of the mock prep, I know which is the area where I'm making the most mistakes. So maybe I have to revise that. So like this, I fine tuned in some of the topics I knew I was making too much mistake. Like for example, stakeholder engagement plan. I was making too many mistakes in that in my first few mocks. So and I found that only through the RCA when I linked up.
Hmm.
So then I read a bit more and then studied a little for one day and then took the next mock. It was getting better.
It was getting better. Okay. How important it is to remember PMI terms? Sale, what do you mean by what PMI terms? So let's put into that how PMI says stay. So were there any question which was confusing like risk log? There are some question in our mocks risk log instead of risk register, issue register instead of. Were there any terms regarding uh, or the same 18? Okay, let me rephrase this question. How important is to understand 18 plans and 33 documents?
It is important. I mean, for me today there was no question directly asking about each what does each plan have or something like that. But when you want to eliminate some option, it is important. Like there is one line which you say in every class: risk is not there in the risk management plan. I, I can even say this in my sleep right now.
But still, people make mistake. Yes or no? Still, people make the same mistake.
Even I make mistake about it, but this is that one thing which will help you eliminate the option.
Those small tips that helps you to remove these things that will help you. Okay, Dani. Now a very important question. You don't know that, but before 2021, the exam used to ask what is the input of this, what is the output of this. Did you get any questions about input or output?
No, no, nothing like that.
Any question that directly ask which tool is this?
No, today nothing of that sort was there. Today
All
most of the what should the project manager do, what should the project manager do first. Some questions today were what should the team do. Some
that,
questions were actually, yes, I forgot to tell this to you earlier. Today there were some questions, what should the team do.
hmm, what should the team do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how important is to have a servant leadership mentality and agile mindset? How important? Like that, these are the last thing I said to you yesterday, right?
Yes.
Even on the audio, I said when I said you there will be some questions from the like if I if I if you allow, can I play the last audio? Did I send you?
Yes.
Okay, so because I was very much worried about her. Let me make it very, very clear to everyone. I was kind of very worried about her because of her coaching call. So let me show you what I said to her as the final audio. And if I show you this thing, like this is the audio. Best of luck for exam tomorrow, sister. Remember, okay. Whenever you best of luck for exam tomorrow, sister. Remember, whenever you feel a little bit overtired, and you will feel, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and move forward. 80-75-75 principle. Use this. First 60 question, 80 minutes. Next 60, 75-75. You will see impossible questions. Some of the questions that you don't know how to solve. Use elimination technique, agile mindset, and servant leadership mentality. You will see some repetitive questions. For those questions, again, agile mindset and elimination technique. Don't use memory. Go for the exam and may the God be with you. So go for the exam and may the God be with you. This is everything that we worked into that way. Okay. So how can you please let me how you did RCA? Vignesh, she shared it in the start. Actually, step by step, how to do the RCA. One more. Can you walk through what videos you watched? Like what videos? Mastery series, you said?
Yes, PMP Mastery Series. I came to know about this in one of your success stories. You remember you mentioned Dania's video, Dania Nair. She
Mhm.
said that to see the PMP Mastery Series. After watching her success story, I actually went on YouTube, found all the videos, and every day my office commute time was your video in the in my headset. That
Hmm.
was the only thing doing full revision. That is full revision in one nutshell.
Hmm.
So that is how I used to do.
Okay, guys, for those who don't know where the how to find the mastery series in the main PMP aspirant group and mastermind group, like the main groups, I'm sending this link to you guys so that if you are unable to find what she is saying, I don't want you to get lost into that. I'm also sharing the link here. Okay. One final questions. I know it has been longer than we expected. Okay, but that is the benefit here because batch three, they are attending the first success journey. This is their first live coaching call. Did you feel nervous when you feeling behind in the exam? How did you control and went back on that track? Like especially the long question. And did you guess any answer? So he asked multiple questions. If you can answer them, please.
So, Rashid, thanks for your question. So, like I told you before, for me, calming down was 50% of my job today. If I knew, if I controlled my fear, my tension, my panic nature, 50% of the your board is over. So I used your deep breathing techniques today. Today, in the first 7 minutes, when the instructions were going on, I after the all the instructions were done, I took all the time to do deep breathing. Yeah, after every 20-30 minutes, I was doing deep breathing. In the break, I was doing deep breathing. That really helped.
Hmm.
So to calm down, that is the best technique I think I could use.
Okay, so what she is saying, what I say, and let's everyone, all of you, I cannot see, but let's do that. I learned it. I'm a very angry guy. Like my, I don't know why. I have never fought anyone, but my brain looks like that. I get very impatient. So I have learned this because I have done so many certification, which I teach in the final video. Close your eyes, take a deep breath for 3 4 seconds, hold it for 3 4 seconds, and do it whenever you feel down and you will be in the way. Thank you very much for all the tips. Thank you very much for that. Yes, mastery series is in the tracker sheet, Baba Saab. So Dani, people will reach you out. People will reach you out. I want you to follow my mantra. When I had the first PMP, I followed that mantra. With now like almost 2,500 PMPs, we are reaching very soon. That I am following that mantra. Each one, teach one. Right? People will reach you out. They will ask you silly question. Right? They look like silly now, but if you go back to your journey, you ask the same questions.
Yes,
Okay? Try to help them. Try to coach them. Work with them. Which each one, teach one is the mantra here. Second thing I'm gonna ask you is please make question answers. Probably next Saturday. I haven't decided yet, but probably next Saturday we are going to have our PMP marathon. So see if you can make some questions for the PMP marathon. That will be great. Okay, try to send it today or tomorrow because then you will be busy in your lives and things of those. Send a beautiful picture of you. I will put that as a thumbnail. Okay,
sure.
whatever picture you want.
Yes, Amir, can I share just two very important from my
Let me
experience?
do one thing better for you. Let me remove myself with the screen. Talk to everyone. Share whatever you want. Here you.
Okay, so the thing is that while doing the mock, one thing which many of you had been asking me how what changed in my mocks. The first few mocks, I used to sit randomly on the sofa and do a mock, or change my position frequently, do a mock because it was not so timed and all. But then I realized that if I have to give the mock from a table and chair kind of a setup, I really have to practice in that setup. So if you can, please sit in that same table chair setup, the screen in front of you, mouse beside you, everything. Just our bodies must just train your muscle to be, doing the same thing through the mocks. I am very sure that will help you in the final mock. The second thing is that this PMP journey sometimes becomes a bit frustrating because you are the only one who's preparing, and you are the only one who is doing the question and studying. Try to make friends within your batch, within somebody who has given PMP, who is in the same journey as you. That journey then becomes a bit easier. I remember my batchmate Meher, who just did the exam last year. The last 2 3 days, I actually discussed with him why are my questions getting stuck here. He actually found out the reason why I'm getting stuck, and then I could crack it. And I'm so happy to see that it is, a fellow batchmate who has actually helped me out because of this. So it was very helpful. And secondly is another friend of mine, Kabir. Yeah, she has an exam tomorrow, so uh, I mean, it's your. We are always discussing what we can do better, how to get more, stay motivated, and everything. So I think that's how you will stay motivated. You will do better. You will feel better. So that is the best thing I can tell you.
Thank you, Dani. Dani, what is your local language? Mother tongue?
Bengali.
Bengali. Why don't you share one like why people should join my program in Bengali? Go ahead.
Okay. সো আপনাদের যদি পিএমপি সব থেকে মিনিমাম সময়ে কোনো বই না পড়ে করতে হয় তাহলে আমের আলী স্যারস ক্লাস ইজ দ্য বেস্ট ওয়ে টু ডু ইট। আই মিন মানে অন্য কোনো ক্লাসের কথা, কোনো বইয়ের কথা, কোনো মেটেরিয়ালের কথা ভাববেন না, খালি স্যারের ক্লাস জয়েন করুন, উনি যা যা বলছেন সেটা ফলো করুন, তাহলে আই এম ভেরি ভেরি শিওর আপনি মিনিমাম টাইমের মধ্যে পিএমপি হয়ে যেতে পারবেন।
I only understand the PMP word, but thank you very much. I trust you said a good word. So send me those picture and questions. See you, sister. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
So much.
Thank you. Okay, guys, this was one of the longest success journey we recorded, and I am proud. This is one of the best success. Did you enjoy it? Put in the chat box if you enjoyed it. Now we'll solve the question answers. Did you enjoy